True Sports episode 46 is, is on. I'm Taylor Phillips along with Louis Tenor. So, spread the word about True Sports. It's on my Facebook profile, Taylor Phillips, on my Twitter at DT2Phillips, on Twitch at DT2Phillips1984, on my YouTube channel, Taylor Phillips, and on LinkedIn at Taylor Phillips. And check out my other show, the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast, on YouTube, and subscribe to it at the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. Back to True Sports. The Boston Bruins reached 63 wins, which is a new NHL regular season record. Lewis, like him or not,
I
they've accomplished it. That
yeah, a long-standing record. Well, that's been broken. That was tight. That was done twice. Actually, the 14 to reach 60 or more wins in a season, but out of those three, only one actually won the Stanley Cup. That was the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens. The other two teams, the Tampa Bay Lightning in 2018 and 19, got ousted in the first round miserably, and the Avalanche stunned the Red Wings in 6 games in the conference finals in 96, which was a big shock, big upset with me. I was so disappointed.
yeah,
with
that
that.
series got very physically rough,
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
especially as everyone remembers Game 6, Claude Lemieux hit on Chris Draper.
Oh yeah, nasty hit.
Right.
Yeah, I was so disappointed. I thought with the season they had, it was going to be a breeze for the Red Wings to, at least make the finals and possibly win it. But Avalanche had all the weapons.
Yeah, and they had the goaltender too, Patrick Waugh,
Patrick Waugh.
Joe Sakic, Peter Forsberg, Gusarov, Sanders Ozolinsh, Adam Deadmarsh, Adam Foote. Wonder if they had Milan Hajduk
I
on
think
their
they
team.
did. Wasn't that Sakic's rookie year?
Oh, 96?
Yeah,
Not sure, but I believe
close
that
to
he
it.
was I believe he was the captain,
Yeah,
their captain. And, and Larry Kaminsky as well.
oh yeah, yeah. I was watching last night's game actually, because it was history. I'm like, well, I got a friend in Boston anyway who was watching this game probably. I actually was going to call her as the intermission happened. Like, yeah, she's watching this game too because she is a Bruins fan, much to my chagrin. But this was history in the making, and we witnessed it. And now they're looking to break the record for points this season as well.
Yeah,
They can still do that. Yeah,
yeah. Sometimes you gotta start from not at the top when
right.
entering the playoffs. That's what some may delude to. But
Yeah, well, everybody, because everybody thinks, well, oh, Boston should be easy to win it. Not so fast, people, because I've seen teams before where they won the President's Trophy and don't make it past the second round. So don't let this fool you.
yeah, yeah, and we'll have to see what happens. The Boston
I
Bruins,
can,
no matter
I
how
can
far
hardly
they
wait.
go, no matter how many wins they end up in this regular season. This regular season still is not done yet.
A week to go.
Yep,
Friday it ends. Friday.
yep, yeah. This Friday, the Tampa Bay Rays become the first MLB team to start 10-0 since 1987. They shut out the Boston Red Sox 1-0 earlier, a bit earlier tonight.
Yes.
And the teams to start at least 10-0 before them were the now Atlanta Braves in
Right.
1982 and the Milwaukee
Remember that.
Brewers in 1987, both 13-0.
Remember that.
The Oakland Athletics at 11-0, and then the Los Angeles Dodgers, the Brooklyn Dodgers 1955, the Pittsburgh Pirates 1962, and the
Hmm.
Cleveland, then Indians, all them,
Right.
all that those teams in those years, 10-0.
Yes.
So we'll have to see how far the Rays will go.
Yeah.
So Lewis, what are your thoughts on that, and how how long before do you think before the Rays suffer their first loss?
It'll come sooner than we think. I think it's gonna happen before the end of the week. No team was that lucky to make it like 15, 16 and 0. I remember when the Braves and the Brewers hit that back in the 80s. I was watching it very closely to see how far the Braves were going to go. But after that streak, they just fell apart. So I'm wondering, once the Rays do lose, I think I had the momentum to keep going because we've seen this before. So I'm thinking by the time maybe they start playing by next week, I think we'll see their first loss with a lot more to come. No team was that good to go, a full month undefeated or whatnot. No team was that good.
Yeah,
It'll happen. It'll happen.
yeah. Eh, But
Before this, before
got
before the next
got
broadcast, they will lose.
all right. Yep. Well, wins have to be earned. That's one thing for
Yes.
sure. It doesn't take luck.
No.
It takes hard work, all work, no luck needed.
And skill.
Yep. Yep. And control and management.
Yes.
So, Rudy Gobert was suspended one game for punching, I think, Carl Anthony Towns or what? I don't know who. I
His
can't.
own teammate for crying out loud. I mean,
They,
it's
it
bad
was
if you
during
punch
a
a teammate else.
timeout in a real game,
Yes.
in a regular season game.
It's bad enough when you punch someone from the opposing team, but your own teammate. What are you doing? I mean, really, you're supposed to be, you're fighting for a playoff spot. You're supposed to be working together, and you got the audacity to punch your own teammate. What are you, stupid?
Yeah, the coach should have. That their head coach should have got more control of the situation.
Exactly.
That is avoidable. The coach. I understand those two players squawking at one another,
Yeah.
but the coach has to get that has to get all sorted out priority before things boil over.
Yeah.
This is not Hell's Kitchen.
No. I feel like hell, but it wasn't Hell's Kitchen. I
Well,
mean,
I
I've
mean with
seen.
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, I know. Get out. Sorry.
I
Yes,
love
I
that.
do it too. I do it too.
Yeah, get
This really we're
out.
gonna. This
It's
really we're gonna say,
raw.
team. I want to finish my dog. Thank you very much. No, I have a cousin who's a chef, so. Oh boy.
There you go.
Oh, sorry, Lisa.
So, yep. Former Piston Ben Gordon was your second idiot of the week. He got
Yes.
arrested
Mm-hmm.
for possessing a weapon, I think,
Yes, at a juice bar.
at a juice bar, really,
Yeah.
with no alcohol at all. So,
Hmm.
wow. It, he got he got arrested on possession of a weapon, and and eh, you mentioned there were threatening charges.
Yes.
So, what do you have any additional details on that?
Well, as I was looking at this at the article yesterday, let's see a second here, because because I found this to be very weird. I mean, he hasn't even played, and he's still causing trouble. But then again, that's the guy. That's the kind of guy he is. He causes more trouble even when he's not on the court. And so I do have the story here. I'm just trying to look for it. But I mean, don't go into an establishment and just start threatening people for whatever reason, and just being a complete idiot. I mean, Ben Gordon, of course, known for all these antics and whatnot, but now he just proves even more that he's even being completely stupid about the whole thing. So as I do the reports, I will have more information on it.
All right. Well, the NFL draft is also coming up, but later this week.
Mm.
So, um, who, well, the I forgot who holds that number one pick, but I'm going to look up the NFL app right about
Ac-
now.
Actually, it's gonna be next towards the end of the month, like in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Yep. NFL. I have to repurchase it,
Right.
the NFL app, because 234.3 megabytes. So, um,
Hmm.
my Facebook profile, my Facebook app is installing, but um, have you got that Ben Gordon article pulled up yet?
Yeah, yes, I do actually. It says about okay. So he's arrested on weapons and threatening charges after having behaving in an erratic manner at a Connecticut juice shop. Before 10 a.m. last Tuesday, 911 callers respond to a man acting very peculiar, which of course happened to be Ben Gordon, inside a juice bar in the city of Stamford, Connecticut. I know where that is. Um, he was identified and continued to act bizarre when officers arrived and tried to take him into custody. The officers subdued him and placed him under arrest. They found a folding knife clipped into Gordon's pocket, a stun gun, and brass knuckles in his brass pocket. Yep, brass knuckles. He was arrested on charge of carrying a dangerous weapon and second degree threatening and interfering with an officer. What a bum.
Oh, with an officer? Oh my God, really?
Yep, threatening an officer, interfering with an officer,
Oh, threatening. Oh, interfering with an officer.
interfering with an officer, which is bad enough.
Wow. No kidding.
Yeah. I mean, he's pulled some stunts in the past, but this is even,
Hey,
beyond his.
Riley. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, Riley's saying hi. But yeah, continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a live viewer.
Oh,
Riley Mocklight. How you doing, Riley? Lewis, continue.
how do you do? Okay. All right. So that was the case on Gordon. So who knows what's going to happen next with him? Oh, I can hardly wait to find out.
Yeah.
What a moron.
Yep. Ben Gordon was lost when Detroit signed him. That's true. That's also true.
Yes.
All right.
Some people never change.
So, Riley, what are your thoughts on the Boston Bruins and Tampa Bay Rays setting records? Also, Rudy Gobert being suspended.
Hmm.
Well, we'll find out. But for now, Lewis, it's time for your true sports report. Go ahead.
And away we go. We got 3 games of progress in the MLB department, and it goes like this. Going into the top of the sixth, the Nationals lead the Angels 5-4. Thomas, Candelero, and Vences is due up. In the bottom of the sixth, the D-backs lead the Brewers 3-0 with a runner on second and one out. Wilson is pitching in. Moriano is betting. And the bottom of the sixth right now, the Dodgers lead the Giants 4-1. Urias is pitching in. Flores is at bat. And that inning is just getting underway. All the rest are final as the White Sox beat the Twins 4-3. Cease got the win, Menda got the loss, and Lopez got the save. The Guardians, formerly known as formerly known as the Indians, beat the Yankees 3-2. Bieber got the win. Yuck. Hamilton got the loss, and Chase got the save. Go with a guy named Bieber. Okay, never mind. Orioles beat the A's 5-1. Gibson got the win and Sears got the loss. Hey, another possible winning season for the Orioles? Maybe. All right, the Astros beat up on the Pirates 8-2. Valdez got the win and Croncheres got the loss. Pittsburgh was going to do so well this year. The Rays beat the Red Sox 1-0. Okay. Posh got the win, Martin got the loss, and Fairbanks got the save. The Phillies beat up on the Fish. You call them the Marlins 15-3.
That's what got the Rays to 10-0. By the way,
Yeah.
we were talking about that.
Stram got the win, and Alcatrina got the loss. Big time. Mets like the Padres 5-0. Mad Max Scherzer got the win, and Darvish got the loss.
So
Braves
Riley, so Riley, it has never heard of such a thing as punching your own teammate in a basketball game. Yeah, it was during a basketball game.
Yeah.
That went viral. It's so public it went viral all in front of
I'm not surprised.
indoor sporting event arena. I mean,
I'm not surprised. Yeah.
no kidding, man.
Yeah. I mean, really, I wasn't surprised it went viral because, of course, that was, it's going to be news when it happened, and there you go. Okay, so continue on. Braves beat the Reds 5-4 in 10 innings. Lee got the win and Law got the loss. You fought the Law and the Law lost. Okay, wow. The Cubs over the Mariners 3-2. Thompson got the win and Brash got the loss. Rangers over the Royals 11-2. Haney got the win and Greinke got the loss. Too bad, Zachy boy. And the Rockies over the Cardinals 7-4. Marquez got the win and Mets got the loss. All right, so let's check out the standings. Even though I know hey, is it kind of early for the standings? No. As we're now in week 2.5, and away we go. Okay, in the American League East, the Rays keep right on rolling, 10-0 right now. I'm sick. Okay, the Blue Jays are 4 behind at 6-4, as well as the Yankees at 6-4. 4 back, and the Red Sox and Orioles are 5-5, both 5 back. Remember, folks, it's still early. In the Central, the Guardians are 7-4, have a half-game lead over the Twins at 6-4. The White Sox are 2 back at 5-6. The Royals 3-8, 4 back, and the Tigers 4 back at 2-7. Here we go again.
Yeah,
Okay.
Rays are playing great baseball. Wish I could say the same for the Tigers, but yeah.
I know. Okay, to the West, the Rangers are 6-4, have a half-game lead over the Angels at 5-4. The Astros are 5-6 right now, a game and a half back. Oh dear. The Mariners are 4-7, 2-5, and the A's are 2-8, 4 back. They're probably going to be running out of Oakland very shortly. Okay. In the National League, the Braves are 7-4, have a 1-game lead over the Mets at 6-5. The Phillies, not bad, 4-6 at 2-5. The Marlins 4-7 at 3 back, and the Nationals 3-7, 3-5. They're not the same team they were back in 2019, that's for sure. Okay, in the Central, the Brewers are 7-2. The Pirates 6-4, very decent. That's a game and a half back. The Cubs are decent at 2 back at 5-4. I like it. The Reds 4-5, 3 back, and the Cardinals 3-7, 4.5 back. Not bad, except for the Cardinals. And in the West, the D-backs are 6-4, have a half-game lead with the Padres at 6-5. The Dodgers are 5-5, a game back, and the Rockies are a game and a half back at 5-6, and the Giants are 4-5, a game and a half back. So we'll go to the schedule tomorrow, and it goes like this. See if there's any day games going on. No, actually there isn't. They're all night games. Okay, so let's begin. The Yankees will take on the Guardians at 6:10. The A's take on the Orioles at 6:35. Also 6:35 are the Astros and Pirates. 6:40, the Red Sox take on the Rays, and the Marlins take on the Phillies at that time. 7:07, your Tigers take on the Blue Jays. At 7:10, the Padres take on the Mets. 7:20, the Reds take on the Braves. 7:40, the White Sox take on the Twins. Also, the Mariners will take on the Cubs at 7:40. 8:05, the Royals take on the Rangers. 8:40, the Cardinals take on the Rockies. 9:38, the Nationals take on the Angels. 9:40, the Brewers take on the D-backs. And at 9:45, the Dodgers take on the Giants. All right. And of course, there's still games going on in the MLB, so I'll update the scores before we end the broadcast. Okay, so let's go to the ice.
What needs
And
to be brought up is how the Mets are not what we thought they were. Very disappointing. Yeah,
yeah,
and they don't have their closer at all this year, Edwin Diaz.
no, that's
Uh, a torn patellar tendon. Yeah, he's out. He was out for the year. After the world went after injuring it in the
yes,
World Baseball Classic. So no Timmy Trumpet for the Mets except on opening day
right.
in their home opener.
That could cost them down the road. So, well,
Yeah.
we'll see. All right, so to the ice we go. In the third period, with 8.5 to go, the Blackhawks lead the Wild 2-1. At the end of the second period, the Flames and the Predators are tied 1 apiece. And at 7:12 to go in the second period, the Kraken and the Coyotes are tied at 1. All the rest are final. No, actually not. We have the Canucks and Kings scoreless at the end of the first. Your final scores for the day are the Stars over the Red Wings 6-1, the Leafs over the Panthers 2-1 overtime, the Sabres over the Rangers in a shootout 3-2, sickening. The Senators over the Hurricanes 3-2, the Capitals over the Islanders 5-2, and the Jets over the Sharks 6-2. So let's go to the standings, and they go like this as we head into the final days of the season, which will end on Friday. Okay, so in the Eastern Conference in the Atlantic, it goes like this. The Bruins, who are having a phenomenal year, are 63, 12, 5, 131 points. That's correct, 131 points. The Leafs way back in second at 48, 21, 11, 107 points. And the Lightning are 45 and 26, 98 points. The Panthers are 42, 31, 8, 92 points. And the Sabres are 40, 32, and 7, 87 points. Eliminated from competition in the division are the Senators at 39, 35, and 7, 85 points. The Red Wings, 35, 35, and 10, 80 points. And the Canadiens at 31, 43, and 6, 68 points. In the Metro, the Hurricanes, 50, 21, 9, 109 points. The Devils, 108 points, 50, 22, and 8. The Rangers right behind them, 47, 21, 13, 107, thanks to the extra point. And the Islanders, 41, 31, 9, 91 points. And the Pens, 40, 30, and 10, 90 points. Eliminated from competition, the Capitals, 35, 36, and 9, 79 points. Sorry, Steve. Flyers, 29, 38, and 13, 71 points. Good. And the Blue Jackets, who are waiting for the season to be over finally, are 24, 47, and 8, 56 points. To the West, in the Central, the Avalanche, 49, 24, and 6, 104 points. Also 104 points with the Stars at 45, 21, and 4. The Wild, not that far behind, at 45, 24, and 10, 100 points. The Jets, 93 points at 45, 32, and 3. The Predators, 40, 31, 8, 88 points. The Blues are eliminated at 37, 36, and 7, 81 points. The Coyotes, 28 and 30, 39, 13, 69 points. And the Blackhawks, 25, 48, and 6, 56 points. I was hoping so much better from this season. I don't know what happened. All right, it's really good here in the Pacific as we got 4 teams that have already clinched spots. The Knights, 49, 22, and 9, 107 points. Oilers, 48, 23, and 9, 105 points. The Kings, 45, 25, and 10, 100 points. And the Kraken, 45, 26, and 8, 98 points. The Flames, trying to get that last spot in, 37, 27, and 16, 90 points. And the bottom three are the Canucks at 36, 36, and 7, 79 points. The Sharks 22, 42, and 16, 60 points. And the Ducks 23, 45, and 2, 58 points. So let's check the schedule for tomorrow. And it goes this way. All right. So your schedule tomorrow goes like this. Your 7 o'clock games are as follows. The Capitals taking on the Bruins. Your Red Wings taking on the Hurricanes. The Sabres taking on the Devils. The Blue Jackets taking on the Flyers. The Leafs taking on the Lightning. 7:30, the Blackhawks taking on the Penguins. 8 o'clock, the Jets taking on the Wild. 9:30, the Oilers take on the Avalanche. The Canucks take on the Ducks at 10, as well as the Kraken taking on the Vegas Knights. So let's go to the NBA as the season wrapped up yesterday. And of course, much to my chagrin, the Knicks lost. So here's tomorrow night's schedule. The Hawks take on the Heat at 7:30 and at 10. The Timberwolves take on the Lakers. Both games are on TNT. So let's check out the final standings for the season, and it goes this way. Well, the Bucks take care of the Eastern Conference as they finish up 58 and 24. The Celtics came out second, a game behind at 57-25. The Sixers 4 back at 54 and 28. The Cavaliers 51 and 31, 7 back. The Knicks 47-35, 11 back, but still make 5th seed. The Nets, they qualified. They are 45 and 37, 13 back. The Heat are 44 and 38, 14 back. The Hawks and Raptors 41 and 41, both 17 back. And the Bulls 40 and 42, 18 back. Those bottom four play in the play-in game starting tomorrow, Wednesday. Eliminated from the competition are as follows. The Pacers and Wizards are 35 and 47, 23 back. The Magic 34 and 48, 24 back. The Hornets 27 and 55, 31 back. And the Pistons, a woeful, miserable, pathetic 17 and 65, 41 back.
Thank God it's over.
You're right, thank goodness. Okay, now to the West. The Nuggets 53 and 29, 2 games ahead of the Grizzlies at 51 and 31. The Kings, the surprise team of the year, 48 and 34, 46 and 34, 5 back. 8 back are the Suns at 45 and 37 back, and 9 back are the Clippers and Warriors at 44 and 38. In the play-in spots, the Lakers are 43 and 49, 43 and 39, 10 back. You gotta give them credit for the way they came on at the end of the season. The Wolves and Pelicans are, the Wolves and Pelicans are 42 and 40, 11 back, and the Thunder are 40 and 30, 42, 13 back. Those are the 4 in the play-in game. Eliminated are the Mavericks at 38 and 44, 15 back. The Jazz 37 and 45, 16 back. The Blazers 33 and 49, 20 back. And the Rockets and Spurs 22 and 60, 31 back. Wow. What a disaster. What a disaster. Okay, so on to the news of the day. As we come up the NBA season, I was just being told that the NBA shattered attendance records and sellout records this past season, which just ended yesterday. They set new records with 791 sellouts combined, compared to 760 sellouts in the 2018-2019 season, the year before the pandemic. Not only that, but arenas were filled to 97% capacity, a record high. The total attendance was 22,534,502, breaking the previous record of 22,124,529 back in the 2018-19 season. The Spurs and Warriors game was the highlight of the season, drawing over 68,000 fans. Okay, if you want exact numbers, 68,323. The records came in the year after speculation rose of a shorter season in order to cut down on players resting and certain teams' allegiance to load management strategies. Load management, give me a break. I'll give you load management.
Hey now.
Yeah. Okay, well, for Cowboys fans, it got even worse, as forward TJ Oshie is done for the year after suffering an upper body injury. Head coach Peter Lavalette today confirmed that Oshie will miss the final 3 games of the season. The Capitals are out of playoff contention. His last game was back on March 30th. He finished with 35 points this season in 58 games played. Lavalette did not say if the injury would require surgery. Throughout his career, he has 290 goals and 380 assists in 958 games played between the Blues and the Capitals. As we mentioned before, Timberwolves center Rudy Gobert has been suspended 1 game for being a schmuck for his altercation with his own teammate in yesterday's win over the Pelicans. Imagine what happened if they lost. So, Gobert will not travel to LA to play in tomorrow's play-in game against the Lakers. Gobert got into a verbal indication with his own teammate Kyle Anderson in a huddle in yesterday's game over the Pelicans. The incident, which went in the physical realm, as Gobert punched Anderson after both exchanging words. Both argued on different sides of the huddle, sources describing the verbiage indicating that Anderson telling Gobert to go grab a rebound. To start, it was a near normal and emotional huddle with a playoff spot on the line in the last regular season game. But sources say that Gobert lost his temper and punched into Anderson's chest and told him to go, you know what. I'm not going to repeat this actual words he said, though.
I know what. I can actually already tell.
Right. So Gobert sent an apology in a tweet to his teammates for acting the way he did. The Wolves beat the Pelicans to secure the 8th spot and will face the Lakers in the playing game tomorrow. I prefer
So
to be a
Riley
gentleman,
just
so
so Riley thinks Gobert should have been just fine and not suspended. Do you agree with that?
no, I think if he didn't throw the punch, then I think the fine would have been worth it. But he threw the punch, so he deserved to be suspended.
Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
I have to
So,
agree.
so the Lakers signed 2 players on the final day of the season and to be ready for the playoffs. One is LeBron's old teammate from the Cavaliers, Tristan Thompson. This is in order to provide depth for a deep playoff run. Well, good luck. The Lakers also added Shaquille Harrison from the G League squad, who was a defensive-minded point guard, averaging 13.6 points, 8.3 rebounds, 6.2, 6.2 rebounds, 8.3 assists, and 2.1 steals in 32 games. He recently finished a 10-day contract with the Blazers, averaging 8.8 points and 6.6 assists in 5 games. Harrison will be wearing number 0, and Thompson will be wearing number 9. Neither player was available for yesterday's game against the Jazz. They make a controversy about 0 in football, but nothing in basketball. Interesting. Yeah, I find it kind of weird. Okay, so a day after the Masters golf tournament, Will Zalatoris announced that will miss the rest of the PGA season and underwent a procedure on his back. And he wasn't feeling all that well, and that's what happened to that. To continue, Zalatoris said, as much as he hates missing time on the course, he is glad that the procedure is done. Well, aren't we all? Udonis Haslem of the Miami Heat made the most of his last regular season game of his career, spanning 20 years after scoring 24 points in 25 minutes in last night's win over the Orlando Magic. Sorry. This was the most points he scored since 2009. Not bad for a farewell performance. Before the game, head coach Eric Spoelstra said how much he'll miss having Odine's spirit in the locker room next season. He will miss his spirit, and I will miss his intentions. He has incredible pure team intentions with every single game he plays. He does not have bad days. He might express himself with anger at other times with his teammates or even with me, but his intentions are pure. The Heat showed a video tribute for Haslam before the game and included messages from Spolstra and team president Pat Riley. Haslam stood at center court with his family and his wife Faith gave him a heartfelt message. Hazard gave a speech himself, thanking the fans for the support he has been given. Well, that's nice. All-star guard Luka Doncic attempted to ease concerns about his future with the Mavericks after their season ended yesterday. Doncic stated that he is happy where he is and there's nothing to worry about despite losing to the Spurs in the final game of the season. The Mavericks finished the regular season at 38-44, 11th in the West, and failed to qualify for the play-in tournament. This was their first losing season in 5 years, despite the addition of Kyrie Irving, who came in a blockbuster trade that was made prior to the trade deadline. Doncic did acknowledge that he was more frustrated this year than at any point of his NBA career, pointing to the Mavericks' struggles and his personal life. Well. He said the frustrations were normal when a team losing as much as they had this season. The Mavericks went 7-18 in the final 2 months of the season and dropped to 11th in the West. They opted to sell out several players and starters for the final 2 games, including Friday's loss to the Bulls, which was the dagger to their season. ESPN reported that the Mavericks were eliminated from postseason. That was their fear of the organization that Doncic would just finish the first year of his $215 million Supermax deal, would consider a trade request after next season if progress was not made. Well, significant progress. Doncic, who averaged 32.4 points per game and 8.6 rebounds, said, "I did not say that." Though he pushed back on the possibility of leaving, he expressed the need for the Mavericks to have a productive offseason to position themselves and become competitive again. We can only hope. Well, as we mentioned, history was made in the NHL last night as the Boston Bruins won their 63rd game of the season. Unbelievable. Bruins forward David Pastrnak scored a hat trick that gave him 60 goals in the season. However, despite those incredible numbers, he does not have the lead for goals this season. That honor belongs to Connor McDavid of the Edmonton Oilers. Sort of like hockey's version of the home run chase, say, Ruth and Maris, for example. Well, The Bruins entered the game tied with the 95-96 Red Wings and the 18-19 Lightning. They had some players out, but they are still a dangerous team, said Flyers coach John Tortorella. The Bruins dominated the season from start to finish, and they clinched the President's Trophy, which is given, of course, to the team with the best record of the regular season. Bruins were the 14 to reach 60 wins this season. The Lightning, the Red Wings, and the 76 Montreal Canadiens have all done that, but only Montreal is the only one of those teams to win the Cup. The Bruins also set records with the fastest team to 50 wins. That was in 64 games, and the fastest to 100 points in 61 games. Unreal. Oh boy. It's just unreal what they've done. So, while Coach Montgomery stated that breaking records was meaningful going into the playoffs, the Bruins now face the Flyers 24 hours after beating the Devils, despite missing key players in last night's game, such as centers Patrice Bergeron and David Krejci, winger Taylor Hall, and defensemen Charlie Bagaboy and Dmitry Olov. Pastrnak scored the hat trick 39 seconds into the third period, but it was Pavel Zacha's 21st goal of the season that sealed the victory for the Bruins, and the record-setting victory at that. All right, John Ram, who had a 4-stroke deficit in the final round of the Masters, actually won the event. He pulled 3 under par 69 to win in the final round and won by 4 strokes over Brooks Koepka and, get this, Phil Mickelson, who had a strong showing of 65 in the final round and finished second and became the oldest runner-up in tournament history at the age of 52. Ram made up the 2 shots on Koepka's over the 12 final holes of a rain-delayed third round and started the first 2 strokes behind Koepka. He then seized on the collapse of Brooks Koepka and surged ahead of Mickelson's amazing round in the best of a final round, despite he would fall short of winning. You gotta give him credit for that. 52 years old and came within second to win a Masters. Unreal. And the Houston Rockets have declined to pick up a 4-year option on the contract of head coach Robert Salas, ending his 3-year run. Rockets GM Raphael Stone said Salas were expected to meet yesterday to discuss the parting of the ways. Salas took over a Rockets team that quickly pivoted to rebuild after trading James Harden early in the season, in Salas' first season. This season, the Rockets were a team that failed right from the start, and they finished at 22-60. And his 3 seasons as coach was a dismal 59-117. Sad, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. In college hockey, yes, I do college hockey as well. After 2 previous attempts in the men's final, Quinnipiac won the men's hockey championship Saturday over Minnesota. Thank God. Forward Jacob Quillen scored the winning overtime goal 10 seconds in. That's right, and it's got to be a record. It was on a winning shot on a pass from Sam Lipkin to finish the rally of the Bobcats. Quillen won the faceoff to start overtime. Defenseman Zach Mesta found Lipkin with a long pass into the zone. Quillen cut to that on a set play, managing to stick handle around Minnesota goaltender Justin Close for a game winner. Quinnipiac went to the finals in 2013 and 2016 and lost both times. The Golden Gophers, the top seed, were looking for their first title in 20 years and were stunned by the upset, as I'm sure pretty much anybody who watched the game was stunned as well. This was Quinnipiac's first title in any sport in their program history. Quillen said the team practiced that play 100 times last season. It worked twice in the title game, including when the game winner was in overtime. Well, congratulations, Quinnipiac. You finally did it. Unbelievable. Okay, now on to more Masters news. Tiger Woods dropped out of the Masters in the third round as he'd be in serious pain with a foot injury in the third round of the tournament yesterday. Woods was limping badly as he played many of the first 8 holes in a downpour during Sunday's third round. Woods was 6 over par through 7 completed holes in round 3. He was 9 over 43 holes, the worst outing among players that made the cut. Woods faced the prospect of finishing on the 17th hole and playing 28 holes yesterday. It was the second time in the past year Woods withdrew from a major tournament due to injury. Last May, he withdrew from the PGA Championship after posting his worst score in the event, 9 over par at 79. That's gotta hurt. Okay. Utah Jazz guard Lauri Markkanen intends to fulfill his mandatory service in the Finland military during the NBA offseason. Service is mandatory for all male citizens of the country and by law must be completed by the age of 30. It is mandatory and we must do our duty, but at the same time, we need to take pride in it as well, said Markkanen. And I think it serves an example to serve, and I am confident in a way that it won't affect preparing for next season. Markkanen has a career season with the Jazz, scoring 25.6 points per game and 8.6 rebounds after being acquired from the Cavaliers in the offseason. Depending on when his season ends with the Jazz, he will then either enter service either next week or by July. The base where he is scheduled to report from is located in the southern part of Helsinki. Oof, that's a long way. And the Lakers, you have to give them credit, as they finished above 500 this season, which by December didn't look like it's going to happen at all. They finished at 42-39 and have finished above 500. This comes after starting the season at 2-10. In most cases, it would be over by the time their season being a goner. Yet somehow they fought back and became the 6th team to finish above 500 while starting the season at 2-10. The other 5 teams were the Bulls in 04 and 05, the 76-77 and 03 and 04 Nets, and the Supersonics of 77-78. You now call them the Thunder. Anthony Davis was stunned by saying, "You can't believe after the way we started the season we would finish above 500. After everything we've been through this season, we got to 500, said LeBron James. It's the regular season and there's more to be played, but to know that we are going to finish above 500 after how we started is a complete turnaround." James finished that game with 16 points. Davis finished with 14, and both had combined 21 rebounds. That's absolutely phenomenal. Pelicans forward Zion Williamson's return to the team is still in question as he has now missed more than 3 months with a hamstring injury. Back on Friday, Vice President of Operations David Griffin announced, after further evaluation, it has been determined that Zion will continue his rehab and conditioning program. We will continue to monitor his progress, and updates will be provided when the time is right. Zion was injured in a January 2nd game in the third quarter and has not returned since. Despite the injury, Williamson was named the All-Star as a starter, but did not play then as he injured his hamstring again in February and has rehabbed from that point on. When Williamson was injured, the Pelicans were 23-13 in the Western Conference. After the injury, the bomb fell out as Brandon Ingram, who missed time in January and fell to 33-37 in the West. Since then, the Pelicans have rebounded. They won 8 of their last 10, but found themselves in the middle of the pack of the Western Conference thanks to a strong input from Ingram. The announcement did leave open for Zion to return if the Pelicans made the postseason. And so they have, and he probably will return. At that point, they were 41-39 and were guaranteed to enter as the playing game with no worse than the 9th spot in the West. All right, moving on. As I mentioned, Connor McDavid became the first player in 27 years to reach 150 points in a season when he added a goal and assist in the first period in their win over the Sharks back on Saturday. McDavid set up Ryan Nugget Hopkins in the first period for his 87th assist on the year. Then knocked a rebound late in the first for his 63rd goal of the season. Wow. McDavid became the 6th player to reach 150 points in a season. Wayne Gretzky has done it 9 times, followed by Mario Lemieux, Phil Esposito, Steve Yzerman, and Bernie Nichols. Yes, the one-time Devils player. The star forward for the Oilers heads back to the postseason a year after advancing to the Western Conference Finals. The runaway favorite to win the Hart Trophy is given the league's most valuable player. McDavid has been shattering both team and league records on a monthly basis. I'll say. I mean, really. Yes. Grizzlies center Steven Adams is likely out for the postseason with an injured right knee. Oh boy. Adams, who underwent a stem cell injection a month ago, has not played since he injured his PCL while diving for a loose ball in a loss in the final seconds against the Suns back in January. At first, Adams was said to be out only 3 to 5 weeks. He was ruled out for the rest of the season after receiving a stem cell injection in his knee last month. That's gotta hurt. To continue, Adams signed a 2-year, $25 million extension in training camp. This season, he averaged 11.5 rebounds, 8.6 points, and 1.5 blocks in 42 games. The interesting thing is that the Grizzlies are 28-14 without him. Go figure. Hey, Steve, maybe you should stay out more often. Oh. Okay. All right. NHL prospect Luke Hughes, yes, Luke Hughes, that's Jack's little brother, has signed an entry-level contract with guess who? The Devils. The decision to turn pro for the defenseman was expected after Devils general manager Tom Fitzgerald said after the trade deadline that Hughes would join the team once the season ended at Michigan. Hughes helped Michigan reach the Final Four, but lost to Quinnipiac in the semifinal. Hughes finished the season with 38 points, 10 goals, 28 assists. Now that Luke is signed on with the Devils, he joins big brother Jack in the hopes of making a long playoff run as the Devils make their first playoff appearance in 5 years. In addition to Jack and Luke, the Hughes have another brother, Quinn, who plays for the Canucks. It's a family business, folks. What can I say? It's a family affair. Oh boy. All right, to continue on. White Sox shortstop Tim Anderson left today's victory over the Twins with a right knee soreness after being involved in a minor collision at third base. Anderson went to cover third base on apparent double play in the fourth inning. Michael Taylor's ground ball was fielded by Hasner Alberto, who hesitated before throwing to second for a force out. Elvis Andrews then threw to Anderson to get the run by Matt Wallner. Wallner slid through the legs of Anderson as he went to the base. Anderson stayed down for several minutes before getting up and staying in the game. However, in the next inning, he was replaced by Romy Gonzalez. Anderson is being further evaluated. Anderson has played every game this season, banged .298 and a two-time All-Star, and also played in the WBC Classic last month and lost to Japan in the final. The Carolina Panthers and the Houston Texans are widely projected to select quarterbacks for the upcoming draft in a little bit more than 2 weeks. The Cardinals have Kyler Murray as their star franchise quarterback and therefore has been identified as a potential trade-up for another quarterback for other needy teams that are looking to move up in the first round. The Cardinals have 8 selections in the draft, including the 34th overall selection, number 34 overall, 2 selections in round 3, which is at 66 and 96, along with 105, 160, 188, and 213. The Cardinals are expected to have 30 of their players on the open market. The Cardinals brought back 9 of their own and add 11 new free agents. The draft is scheduled to run from April 27th through the 29th. Continuing on. All right. Guardian starter Trishan McKenzie is set to resume a throwing program after making progress in his recovery from a shoulder injury. The Guardian said today that McKenzie, who missed the start of the season with a muscle strain, was checked by Dr. Jason Jen yesterday. The right-hander was cleared to throw with a weighted ball. As long as there are no other issues, McKenzie can start the throw again within a few days. Once getting evaluated again, the Guardians can make a better sense of when he'll be able to throw again. He could miss the 2 months, though, with the injury. Mets ace Justin Verlander is also out with the same injury. Last season, Mac went 11-11 with a 2.96 ERA and 190 strikeouts. 190 strikeouts, wow. Okay, as for the Mets, well, it's getting worse. The Mets right-hander Starling Marte left yesterday's game against the Marlins as he suffered a right neck strain as he stole third base in the top of the first inning. Marte doubled with 1 out in the first, stealing his fourth stolen base of the season as he slid around the tag of Gene Segura. But he hit his neck around the third baseman's knee. Marte then called for timeout and was checked out by the team's athletic trainer and manager Buck Showalter. Marte remained in the game for the remainder of the inning, but was replaced in the second by Jeff McNeil, who moved from second base to right field. The Mets listed Marte as day to day. So he might not be out long, but oh, that's gonna hurt. The Brewers acquired left-hander pitcher Bennett Souza from the Reds yesterday and sent him to AAA Nashville. The Reds received cash and international bonus money in exchange for Souza, The Reds designated him for assignment last week. Souza was 3-0, but had a ridiculous ERA of 8.41 in 25 league appearances for the White Sox last season. That is ridiculous. He struck out 12 batters and walked 10 in 20 and a half innings. In another move, the Brewers transferred lefty Aaron Ashby to the 60-day injured list. The Brewers announced last Wednesday that Ashby was undergoing arthroscopic shoulder surgery and would miss most of the season, and likely all of it anyway. Well, as it stands now. Well, Jets fans, I hate to break it to you, but OBJ is not coming here. He signed a one-year deal with the Ravens for $18 million, $15 million guaranteed. The Ravens have been in contact with Beckham for over a year now, and met with the owners meeting a week ago. And a deal struck just one day before he was supposed to meet with Gangrene. Thanks a lot. Beckham made the announcement on Instagram earlier today. The addition of Beckham comes a month after Lamar Jackson requested a trade from the Ravens. The Ravens since have placed the non-franchise tag on Jackson, but no team has claimed him. The big question, though, is his health, as Jackson has not played since injuring his ACL in the 2022 Super Bowl. Beckham made free agent appearances to the Bills, the Cowboys, and back to his old haunt, the Giants. Beckham joined the Rams in November 2021 after his release by the Browns. Ugh. What can I say? Ooh. Pirates shortstop O'Neal Cruz is out after he fractured his left ankle in a collision at home plate in yesterday's victory over the White Sox. Cruz was attempting to score from third on a chopper from T. Brian Hayes when Cruz's leg bent awkwardly beneath him. Ugh. As he attempted a late slide, his leg appeared to collide with catcher Selby Zava, who tagged Cruz out. Cruz was in pain, and both benches and bullpens cleared after Pirates DH Carlos Santana appeared to take exception to Zava, that is, to Zava's behavior. There are no ejections, though, as order was restored. The Pirates were off to a 6-3 start, but the absence of Cruz is a major blow to a team that showed potential. You can say that again. And of course, the Rays are now 10-0. What can I say? 10-0. The Twins placed right fielder Max Kepler on the 10-day injured list with right knee soreness. Kepler missed his fourth straight game with what the Twins described as a patellar tendonitis. His status was his day-to-day and was scheduled for a pre-game run to test his knee. With outfielder Joey Gallo out with soreness to his right side, the Twins called outfielder Matt Wallner from AAA St. Paul and placed Kepler on the injured list, retroactive to Wednesday. Kepler was injured while running on an infield single last week. So far, he is 2 for 16 this season with a walk and a home run. Last year, he played 115 games and spent time on the injured list with a broken toe and a sprained wrist. Boy, talk about injury prone. Well, while the Rays are having an unbelievable season, they do have a setback as center fielder Jose Siri is on the 10-day injury list with a right hamstring injury. The Rays made an announcement ahead of a 3-game series for the weekend against the A's. To fill the vacant spot, the A's recall infielder Vidal Bergeron from AAA Durham, North Carolina. Siri helped the Rays with a 7-0 start at the time. He made a running catch in the 8th inning in Saturday's game over the A's, victory over the A's, crashing into the wall after tracking down a drive from Seth Brown. Now that had to hurt. Acquired from the Astros before last season's trade, Siri batted 1 for 4 in that victory over the A's. So you got the good and you got the bad. What can I tell you about that? Yeah. Add another Yankee to the injured list as third baseman Josh Donaldson had there after suffering a right hamstring, said manager Aaron Boone. Donaldson was removed for the second inning in Wednesday's win over the Phillies, and manager Aaron Boone said there was tightness in the hamstring. And with the season just underway, the Yankees will be cautious with him. It's the hamstring, so it'll be an injured list situation. But we will make the call at the end of the day. Boone said ahead of that loss to the Orioles on Saturday. It does not look serious enough, but enough to keep him out for at least 5 days. It is likely, though, he will not be placed on the 10-day injured list. One can only hope. Yeah. Yankees had a number of injuries in spring training. Okay. Well, Vegas signed Raiders quarterback Brian Hoyer to a 2-year deal. That was announced last Tuesday. Earlier in the offseason, the Raiders signed quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo to a 3-year deal worth $72 million back on March 17th. Oh boy. The Raiders had the seventh pick in the draft. And more to follow. Hoyer was released by the Patriots prior to the start of training camp. He started one game in 2022, which was an overtime loss to the Packers after Jones suffered a high sprain the week before. But Hoyer was knocked out of the game with a concussion at the end of the second series. At the time of the injury, he was 5 for 6 with 37 yards. Hoyer remained on the injured list for the rest of the season. He had 1 year remaining on his contract with $1.4 million in guaranteed money. Yeah, guaranteed money. Still. All right. See if I missed anything here. Okay. Let's see if I missed anything. Oh, we also had. Well, I don't know if anybody was paying attention to this, but we had the WNBA draft tonight. So I'll just run
Yes.
down. Yes, they had 32 picks in 3 rounds, and it's amazing how they can finish that in 2 hours, while it takes the NBA 2 days and the NHL and NFL to finish their draft in 3 days. Amazing. So here are the top 10 for the WNBA draft. Indiana selected Alea Boston from South Carolina. No surprise there. The Minnesota Lynx selected Diamond Miller from Maryland. The Dallas Wings selected Maddie Seegers from Villanova. Washington Mystics select Stephanie Soares from Iowa State. The Dallas Wings selected Lopez Sentinel from UConn. All right, I like that. Atlanta Dream selected Haley Jones from Stanford. Indiana Fever selected Grace Berger from Indiana. The Atlanta Dream selected Lacte Amir from South Carolina. Seattle Storm selected Jordan Horston from Tennessee, and the LA Sparks select Zaya Cook. So there's your top 10. It's amazing, though, how they do it so late with the WNBA season starting in a month from now. You would think they would start, a little bit earlier. Considering they start on May 19th with a 40-game season this year. That's the most they've ever played in their 26-year history of the league. Yeah, that's right. I said 26. That's right. 26 years. Okay, so late scores. The Nationals lead the Angels now 6-4 in the bottom of the eighth. 2 out and nobody on. Edwards Jr. is pitching, and Hope is at bat. In the bottom of the eighth, the Dodgers are having a field day with the Giants, 9-1 with 2 out and runner on first. Jackson is pitching, and Crawford is now at bat. And that takes care of the baseball scores. So, and one more note for the hockey here. Just give me a second here.
The NHL, in other words.
Yes. As there are a few late games going on. Okay. Nashville and Calgary are going to overtime, tied at 2. The Kraken are leading the Coyotes 3-1. just under 12 minutes in the third. And the Kings are leading the Canucks 3:53 to go in the second period. And with just 4 days to go before the season ends. All right, so that'll wrap it for me. I'll turn it back over to you, Taylor.
All right, that's episode 46 of True Sports. Well, we'll be back like actually Tuesday night because I'm gonna be away from here on Sunday night and Monday night. We'll do this Tuesday night. Tuesday night at 11 for episode 47 next week. So until then, for Lewis, I'm Taylor. Ta-ta for now.
Have a safe trip and good night, folks.